Hello guys. So basically this is a second part of this previous video, which was characterization and classification of phylum Arthropoda. In the part 1 we have discussed about different characteristics of phylum Arthropoda. In this second part we will deal with the classification of this phylum Arthropoda. Okay, so basically this phylum Arthropoda is again divided. Okay, this phylum Arthropoda is again divided into what? Subphylum. So on an average 4 important subphylum are there. What are the subphylum? Subphylum Chelicerata, second Onychophora, third Mandibulata, and fourth one is the Trilobita. So again those subphylum are again subdivided like class. In each and every subphylum certain classes are there. For example, in case of Chelicerata, Arachnida is the class. In case of this Mandibulata, okay, this Mandibulata, they are again having 4 classes: Chilopoda, Insecta, Diplopoda, and Crustacea. This Onychophora and Trilobita are not of that much important, but Chelicerata and Mandibulata are more important, which is having practical use in our agriculture. Again, this class Insecta of the Hexapod, which is having 6 legs or 3 pair of legs, again divided into subclass. Okay, those are Pterygoda and Pterygoda. Again, it is subdivided into orders. Those things we'll discuss later. For now, you just understand kingdom is Animalia, divided into different phylums. One of those is Arthropoda. Arthropoda is again divided into subphylum, 4 subphylum: Chelicerata, Onychophora, Mandibulata, and Trilobita. Chelicerata divided into class Arachnida, Mandibulata divided into class Chilopoda, Insecta, Diplopoda, and Crustacea. And other subphylum are Onychophora and Trilobita. So in this video we will complete one by one. So first one is subphylum Chelicerata. Okay, subphylum Chelicerata. So why the name is Chelicerata? In those creatures belonging to subphylum Chelicerata, they have a different kind of mouth parts which contains well-developed chelicera and pedipalpi. Okay, for their easy feeding habits. Due to possession of this Chelicerata, the subphylum name is what? Chelicerata. Okay. Under this subphylum, the class comes is what? Arachnida. Arachnida class belong to subphylum Chelicerata. It may come in the short question. Okay. Now come to their characters. First one is the segmentation. Body has 2 segments or 2 regions. One is cephalothorax, another one is abdomen. What is cephalothorax? It is the fusion of head and thorax. Head portion plus thoracic portion combinedly called as what? Cephalothorax. They are fused here. And another portion is what? Abdomen. You see, this is the what? Cephalothorax, and this one is the abdomen. This one is the cephalothorax, this one is the abdomen. This one is the cephalothorax, this whole are the abdomen. Like this, they are divided: cephalothorax and abdomen. They do not. Then come to second point. They do not have antenna. Just like insect, they have one pair of antenna, but in case of this arachnida, they don't have any kind of antenna. First, coming to the examples are what? Spider, scorpion, tick, and mites. These are coming under what? This class arachnida. They don't have any kind of antenna. Even they do not have compound eyes. They have only simple eyes. These creatures or organisms have simple eyes, but not compound eyes. Then they have well-developed chelicerae and pedipalpi as their mouthparts. As discussed earlier, these organisms contains this chelicerae and pedipalpi in their mouthparts for their easy feeding habit. Then come to their legs. This one completed. This one is what their legs. How many number of legs are there? Generally they have 4 pair of legs, but in some exception may be there. In case of aerophyte mites, they possess 2 pair. Actually, again in their metamorphosis, the life cycle, nemes will be there. Okay, proto, deuter, trito, nemes will be there. In those nemes, sometimes 3 pair of legs will be there, but in case of adult stage, they are always having 4 pair of legs. In exception in case of aerophyte mites. Generally, these are terrestrial animals and they respire through air tube or book lungs. It may come as short question. Class Arachnida respire through which organ? Then that one is what? Air tube or book lungs. Generally, you have to write down book lungs. Also, some mites are there, they respire through body surface. That is not of importance, but you try to remember book lungs are the organ of respiration in case of class Arachnida. They have separate reproductive organ, male and female are different, and are near the anterior portion of the abdomen. Fertilization is internal. Okay. This completes your subphylum Chelicerata. So what to remember? Segments cephalothorax and abdomen. They neither have antenna nor have compound eyes, but they possess simple eyes. Due to presence of chelicerae and pedipalpi, they are grouped under Chelicerata. They have 4 pair of legs. They respire through book lungs. This one is the most important question. Okay. Then come to the second one. Second subphylum is what? Onychophora. Why the name Onychophora? These are the claw-bearing organisms. That means onycho means claw, phora means bearing. Claw-bearing organisms are grouped under this subphylum Onychophora. In their body, segment is there only in case of antenna, but not in other parts. Okay, only segmental antenna is visible. They have chitinous exoskeleton, very hard exoskeleton will be there. Most of the species are viviparous, that means direct the immature stages will be laid outside by the female. They have open circulatory system for blood circulation and tracheal system for respiration. Here the muscles are not striated, that means no transverse grooves will be there. Then they have ciliated nephridia. Okay, in those nephridia means what? Generally the physiology of excretion. Okay, and they open externally on the base of the legs. In those portions they are present. Excreta will be excreted out through the base of the legs through this ciliated nephridia. Then come to subphylum Trilobita. What is the meaning of Trilobita? Trilobita means they have 3 lobes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 lobes will be there. That's why the name is what? Trilobita. The body is oval, flattened, and carries ventrally a double series of jointed limbs. Okay, jointed limbs will be there in ventral surface. Their body is called as a trunk, is divided into head and 2 body regions, thorax and pygidium. In case of insect, head, thorax and abdomen will be there. But in case of these trilobites, they are having thorax and pygidium. Head, thorax and pygidium. So one more thing I left, that in Onychophora the example is Peripatus, and in case of this Trilobita those are Asaphida groups or orders. They are having head, thorax and pygidium, unlike insect. Each body segment except the last bears ventrally a pair of jointed appendages. These things are the pair appendages present all over the body. You see here and here. Ventrally, pair of appendages will be there. Single pair of antenna will be there, followed by variable number of pair of biramous limbs. These biramous ventral limbs will be there. So what to remember? Example is Asaphida. Chilopoda means 3 lobes. The trunk is divided into head, thorax and pygidium, and they have single pair of antenna. Okay, but in case of Arachnida, they lack antenna. Then come to subphylum Mandibulata. Okay, so till now what we have completed? These 3 things has already been completed. Chelicerata, we have completed this Chelicerata. The classes Arachnida we have completed. Onychophora completed. Trilobita completed. Now we'll enter into this Mandibulata. Okay. In this Mandibulata, that means what? They have the well-developed feeding organ or the mouth parts. That is what? Mandibules. That's why this name is Mandibulata. Again in this Mandibulata, some 4 kind of class will be there. What are those? Chilopoda or Chilopoda, whatever it may be. Diplopoda, then Crustacea, and class Insecta. Okay, so one by one we'll complete. First coming to this class Chilopoda. Okay, centipedes. That means they have many body segments but one pair of legs per body segment. You see the Chilopoda here. In each and every segments, one pair of legs are attached. Many body segments are there, but in each segment, one pair of legs will be there. Then one pair of long antenna will be there, and in this first pair of legs, okay, which are having the poison gland. They are the venomous fangs. They can secrete poison. Okay. So what to remember? Class Chilopoda. Example centipedes. 100 number of eggs. Sorry, 100 number of legs. They have many body segments. It is same in case of Diplopoda and Chilopoda. But here in each segment, one pair of legs will be there. One long, one pair of antenna will be there. First pair of legs having this venom, this secret venom. Then come to the next one, class Diplopoda. Example is millipedes, million pods, that means legs. Centipedes means what? 100 number of legs. Millipedes means what? 1000 or 1 million number of legs. Just for understanding. They are also having many body segments. That is not important. But instead of having one pair of legs per segment, they are having 2 pair of legs. That's why they are known as what? Millipedes. And one pair of short antenna will be there. Understood? So now coming to the difference, you can easily understand. Difference between Diplopoda and Chilopoda, Chilopoda or Chilopoda, whatever it may be. So first one is what? Each body segment with 2 pair of legs. Diplo, the name is di. So in each segment, they are having 2 pair of legs. But in case of Chilopoda, in each segments, 1 pair of legs will be there. In Diplopoda, antenna is short and segmented. But in case of Chilopoda, antenna is long and they are having 14 segmented. But in case of Diplopoda, genitalia duct is open outside the body anteriorly, but here that is opening posteriorly. In case of Diplopoda, compound eyes are usually present, but in case of Chilopoda, that is unsure. They may or may not be present. Okay. Then come to in case of Diplopoda, they don't have any kind of poison gland, but in case of Chilopoda, they have poison glands. In case of Diplopoda, Gnathochilarium will be there, but in case of Chilopoda that is absent. In case of Diplopoda, flattened worm-like body will be there, but in case of Chilopoda, elongated worm-like body will be there. So what are the major difference? You can easily understand from the picture. Okay. First, coming to their body segments. Body segment is similar in both the cases. Body segments will be there, but in case of Diplo, each segment contains two pair of legs, but in case of Chilo, they have only single pair of legs. In case of Diplopoda, their antenna is short. See here, their antenna is short and it is 7 segmented. But in case of Chilopoda, antenna is long, having 14 segments, double. Then coming to the next point, that one is the genitalia duct. Okay. In case of this Diplopoda, that is opening anteriorly towards the anterior portion, towards the head. But in case of Chilopoda, what happens? That is open posteriorly towards the abdomen. Okay, towards the end. Okay. In case of Diplopoda, what happens? Compound eyes are always present. But in case of Chilopoda, it may or may not be present. It may be present or it may be absent. Poison gland is present in case of Chilopoda, but it is absent in case of Diplopoda. Where less legs are there, those are having poisons. Just like you can tell, जो हिंदी में बोलते हैं छोटा सांप का बड़ा विष. In this Chilopoda, what happens? They have less legs, but they do have poison. They secrete poison. Another one is Gnathochilarium. One organ is present in case of Diplopoda, but it is absent in case of Chilopoda. These Diplopoda are flattened and these Chilopoda are elongated, but all are visible like worms. Okay, just like caterpillar, they are visible. Then come to crustacea. Here, in case of crustacea, what happens? They also do have body has two distinct regions, cephalothorax and what? Abdomen. Okay. Just like in case of those arachnida, in those scorpion and other things, they do have also two distinct body region. One is cephalothorax, that means head and thorax will be jointed, and another one is abdomen. The cephalothorax in many crustaceans is partially or entirely covered by a shield-like portion, just like in case of crabs you see. Shield-like portion will be there. That one is called as what? Carapace. Okay. Carapace will be there on their body, which is covering like a shield. Okay. Carapace. Okay. They have two pair of antennae. It is an important sub question. In which class of organisms two pair of antennae will be there? And that one is the crustaceans. They do have at least 5 pair of legs. Minimum 5 pair of legs will be there. It may be more, and sometimes it is also modified for swimming in case of aquatic organisms. And those aquatic organisms, generally they are aquatic only and respire through gills. Through the gills they usually respire. And the last one is class Insecta, or the class name is what? Actually the class name is Hexapoda. Hexapoda means, hexa means 6, poda means legs. They do have 6 number of legs or 3 pair of legs. And this is the largest class in Phylum Arthropoda. Diverse and largest class of Phylum Arthropoda. 2/3 of total population is belonging to this class Insecta. Insecta tracheate. Okay, that means what? Through trachea and spiracles they respire, whose body are divided into 3 regions, namely head, thorax and abdomen, possessing 2 pair of wings and 3 pair of legs in thoracic region. And genital organs are towards posterior end of the body and with decentralized nervous system. So what are the character of an insect or the class Insecta? First one is body is divided. Okay, body is divided into 3 segments. Okay, head, thorax, abdomen. Three distinct regions will be there. Possess three pair of legs. Okay, where they possess three pair of legs. Suppose this is the thorax. Okay, here head is there and here abdomen will be there. This thorax is again divided into three portions. Okay, each person do have one pair of legs. One, here one pair, here also one pair, and here also one pair of legs with, understood, three pair of legs will be there. That's why the name is what? Hexapoda. 6 number of 3, 3. 6 number of legs will be there. Again what happens? Presence of one or two pair of wings. Where the wings present? In this again thorax. Okay, here the wings may be attached. It may be one pair or two pairs. But in the anterior thoracic regions, wings are not present. Only legs are present. Rest two segments are having one or two pair of wings. In some insect, only one pair of wings will be there. Okay. Then other point is what? In case of their head, suppose this is the head, they do have one pair of antenna and one pair of compound eyes. That is a major importance. So what are the structure? Segmented body having three segments: head, thorax, abdomen, three pair of legs, one or two pair of wings, one pair of antenna and one pair of compound eyes. These are initial morphological character. Then come to how they respire. They respire through this trachea. Reproduction is separated. Male and female will be there, which is present at the posterior end of the body. In the abdomen, genital organs will be there. Metamorphosis will be there. Life cycle will be there. Egg, larva, pupa, adult, or this egg, nymph and adult. In sometimes what happens? Nothing. Only they will increase their size, develop their size. So many kind of metamorphosis is there. Incomplete, complete, holometabolous, semi-metabolous. So many things are there. We will study further. Then they are having chitinous exoskeleton made up of hard cuticle, open circulatory system, and they have excretion through malpighian tubules or storage excretion will be there. So these are the characters. So what are the characters? Once again you tell. Segmented body having head, thorax, abdomen. Okay. Segmented body with head, thorax, abdomen. Head heads. This head heads one pair of antenna, one pair of compound eyes. Thorax heads three pair of legs, two pair of wings. Abdomen heads this genital organs present posteriorly and cerci. Okay. Then respiration through tracheal system, circulation through open circulatory system. Then metamorphosis is there. Egg, larva, pupa, adult. Larva molds or molt undergo ecdysis. Different instars will be there. Exoskeleton of hard cuticle. Excretion by means of this malpighian tubules. They are having decentralized nervous system. Okay, having this rudimentary brain, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Triploblastic. Okay, three cell layers will be there. They are hemocoelomic in nature. Okay, so many things are there. So these are the characters of class Insecta. So then come to a tabular form of comparisons in between different class of this mandibulata. And one arachnida is there, that is under subphylum Chelicerata. And all these four are what? Under subphylum Mandibulata. Body division. In case of Diplopoda, head and trunk. In case of Chilopoda, head and trunk. In case of Crustaceous, cephalothorax and abdomen. Arachnida also same, cephalothorax and abdomen. And in case of Insecta, head, thorax and abdomen. Antenna. One pair in Diplopoda, one pair in Chilopoda, two pair in Crustacea, absent in case of Arachnida, and one pair in case of Insecta. Legs. Two pair in Diplopoda in each segment, one pair of in Chilopoda in each segment. Crustacea at least 5 pairs, Arachnida 4 pairs, and in case of insect 3 pairs. But the difference exception is what? In case of these two, in each pair or each segment 2 pair and 1 pair of legs will be there. Not in case of Crustacea, Arachnida and Insecta. Mouth parts. Diplopoda mandible, Chilopoda mandible, Crustacea mandible, Insecta mandible. Why? Because they are coming under subphylum Mandibulata. But in case of Chelicerata, they are having chelicera and pedipalp. This is easy to remember. Arachnida, that means Chelicerata. That means they are having chelicera. But Insecta, Crustacea, Chilopoda and Diplopoda, they are coming under Mandibulata. That means they have mandible. Then come to respiratory organs. Trachea present in case of Insecta, Chilopoda and Diplopoda. They respire through gill in case of Crustacea. In case of Arachnida, book lungs will be there. This is important. Book lungs will be there. Generally book lungs. Then gentle opening. In case of Diplopoda, one will be there behind the head. In case of Chilopoda, same. In case of Crustacea, two posterior cephalothorax. In case of Arachnida, one in the anterior abdomen. Insecta, one in the end of abdomen. Then come to habitat. Diplopoda terrestrial, Chilopoda terrestrial, Crustacea generally aquatic, very few are terrestrial. Arachnida again terrestrial, insect both terrestrial and aquatic. That means this Crustacea and Insecta are both terrestrial and aquatic. All other are terrestrial. Then examples: Diplopoda is millipedes, Chilopoda is centipedes, Crustacea are crabs, shrimps, then barnacles, sawbucks, those things. Arachnida is spider, scorpion, ticks, mites. Insecta is beetle, bugs, wasp, moth, flies, mosquito, bees, your grasshopper, mayflies, dayflies, springtail, this dragonflies, all those things are coming under the order or the class Insecta. So I hope you understood some of the things. If any doubt will be there, then please kindly ask in the comment button so that I may help you. And if note is required, that also you suggest so that I can provide you the notes. Thank you for watching my video. Basically, this is a two-part video as it may become very long. That's why I have divided into two parts. Part 1, we have studied about characters of this Phylum Arthropoda. In second part, we have completed classification of Phylum Arthropoda and characteristics of different class and subphylum of the Phylum Arthropoda. So, thank you for watching. I hope you understood. Thanks again.